Morning people. Right, this is like my third attempt of doing this video. I had to get a phone holder off one of my mates. Thank you, Jack. Right, so this is a little video about my Mark IV Escort XR3i. Now, a little bit wonky. Now, I use this car on a daily basis. I've been driving like literally 3 weeks or 4 weeks, maybe a month since I passed my test. I'm 25 years old. Now, my reason for having an XR3i or any old school Ford for that matter, other than insurance being a lot cheaper for a classic than it is for pretty much anything else, they drive nicer. Well, if you don't mind not having power steering, they're easier to work on. I mean, I'm not that mechanically minded. I can clean a car. I'm not that much mechanically minded, but even I can sort things out in this car reasonably easy. I've brought up with old school Fords, well, old school cars in that matter. My dad's had a 1984 2.8 injection Capri for 20 years now. That's what really got me into Fords. My cousins had XR3i's and used to always come down the road with loud cars, so this has always been the car that I've wanted. So yeah, so I picked this car up, like I say, about 3 or 4, maybe 5 weeks ago. I bought it. I bought it for 3,300 or something like that. So it weren't cheap, considering I do remember a time when these cars were tuppence and people were literally throwing them away. So yeah, so I paid like £3,200, 3,300, and insurance was reasonably cheap. Well, really cheap in comparison to having like a Ford Fiesta that would have cost probably about £3,000 to insure. This cost me £250 a year. That is classic car cover, so that is with an agreed value of £6,000. Might not be worth it, but it's an agreed value, so I'm happy with that at the end of the day. Yeah, so this is pretty much me just saying, if you want a first car, the best car to go for is old school, 100%. As long as you don't mind, obviously, sorting out other people's bodges that they've done on these cars. It's pretty hard not to find a ringer or something that has been pulled apart and, well, made 2 cars into one, so welded. But I love it. Love this car. I love the looks. I love the fact, like I say, that it's quite easy to work on. Parts aren't that expensive because it's Ford. You can find a lot of parts from like Euro car parts and places like that. So in the sense of trying to find parts, it's pretty easy. It's little things like sunroof holders, like all the framing. This one's rotten. I know that because if I go like this, I've got, if I can grab it while the wind's hitting it, an absolute shed load of rust. I know that ain't the car, I know that's the frame, but I don't particularly want to pull it all out, because like I said, I use this car daily. If I take the whole frame out and it turns out there's nothing inside there, it's all rotten, then I've got no roof. And yeah, we've got a nice day today. We've got a good Easter weekend, so I'm pretty happy about that. I would have the windows down, but they put electric mechanisms in it, the last owner, but not widened through the doors or anything, and this car wasn't built with electric windows. So I'm just going to go back. I found someone on Facebook, part of the XR3i Owners Club, and he's got he's breaking like three XR3i's and a Series 2 RS Turbo. So I'm going to get his manual window winders off him. But they're like 40 quid for window winders. Now, I don't know how much people pay for the electric ones, but I'm hoping that mine are worth more, because then obviously I can take my ones off, flog them, and then, well, I've only paid X amount of pounds for the manual ones, but it just means that I've got working windows, which is a must, because as it's getting hotter, the sunroof don't really do stuff, don't really do nothing for me really. Yeah, so I thought I'd do a little vlog today. I'm gonna start trying to do vlogs kind of like every weekend with the XR, just using it daily and going about my daily things really. Yeah, I am one of them vapors, which a lot of people don't like, especially when you're vaping in the middle of the street and you blow smoke in their face while they're trying to walk. You get a lot of shit for it. But yeah, so yeah, I mean my car ain't in too bad a condition. It's filthy today, so it's going to have a clean. So I'm pretty happy about that. So I've got all my cleaning gear in the boot. I'm going to go to my old man's. Got to clean my car, and I've told him I clean his Capri because he's letting me use his water to clean his car. So ain't so bad. But yeah, so the traffic around here is rotten. I live in Colchester in Essex, and well, it ain't too bad actually. It's bank holiday, what is it, bank holiday Friday, isn't it? So I reckon quite a few people still are working today. I'm not, so I'm pretty happy about that. Got 4 days off, which is lovely. So I got 4 days of pissing around my car. I think that's the biggest thing with these, is if you don't mind tinkering, I think it's called, then these are perfect. I mean, I wouldn't have minded like an XR2, but they're even more money. So this was perfect for me. I was looking online. My old man was sending me pictures of, because originally I was going to get a Triumph Spitfire or something like that, something a bit more old school, something a little bit like tax exempt. So he started sending me pictures of like Spitfires. We had one that we lined up, we were going to go view. Long story short, that it got sold, so that was off the cards. I was a little bit disheartened about that, because that was a pretty one. Then he sent me a load of pictures of, well, every car that I've ever liked really, and then he sent me a picture of this one, and I was like, that's it, done, I don't want anything else. So he tested me a few times, sent me a picture of a few Capris. I would have loved the Capri, but I don't really want to pay like £8,000. I mean, even I had a 1.6 laser, and I didn't ever drive it because I didn't have a license, but my old man bought it, told me it was mine for when I passed my test. Obviously I'd have to buy it back off him. Long story short, it got all the work done to it. It looked fucking lovely. It actually got featured in Classic Ford. They took our eBay advertisement off of eBay, the picture of it, and put it in their magazine. I don't know if we've still got the magazine for that. I'll have to ask my old man, and I'll send it up on here. I'll put it into the edit. Yeah, so I forgot where it was now. Yeah, so obviously he started sending me pictures like Capris, things like 350Zs and shit like that, stuff that I said that I liked in the past, just to test me to see if my heart was really in for this one. And I was like, no, XR3i, that's all I want this black one. We set it up that we were gonna go view it on a Saturday. I kept looking at it online, I kept making sure it was still online for sale, and then the Friday before I finished work and it was gone, wasn't online no more, come up as sold. So I was pretty annoyed, as you would be, you know, like when you got your heart set on something, you really want it, and well, there's nothing you can do. If it's sold, it's sold. So I phoned my old man, I said to him, I was like, it's gone. He was like, right. He goes, well, you're gonna have to just find another one or have a look and see what you can do. So that was it. On the internet I was looking, I even started looking at Volkswagen Beetles, and I am not a fan. I was making myself like them because there was one online for like 2.5, 3 grand, and I was like, yeah, that'll do. But I'm not a fan of them, I'm not gonna lie, they're not my type of car. So I found another XR3i. Well, I don't even think it's an XR3i, I think it's that Mark IV Escort SE 500 what they made, which was like something like only 500 of them made, and they were a sports edition. They had full leather seats, all that shit. It was nice, really quite nice condition. Had an RS turbo body kit on it, which is what this one's got. Also had what else did it have? RS turbo body kit, RS turbo twist alloys, but it was like a really weird colour. It was like a electric purple. What did they call it? It was midnight blue. So it was purple really, and it was convertible, and I'm not up for a convertible. I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, I understand that they're cool to be able to take your roof off in the summer, especially on a day like this. You want your roof off, but they lack the sporty feel for me. My old man had one when I was a kid. He had the burgundy and silver one. All the front fog lamps, the little like spoked alloy look, like wire wheel look to them. And I just remember that car, and I like the car, don't get me wrong, but they just lack that kind of hot hatch feel, you know. So anyway, I phoned up this garage who had it, and it was only in Braintree, so it weren't far away from where I am. And lo and behold, like, I phoned them up and they went, no, you can't view it on a Saturday because the garage that are selling it aren't open, nor are they open on Sundays. So you're going to have to try and do something in the week. Now, I work from 7 in the morning till 5:30, so that's my day gone. Not many places stay open after 5:30. Well, I don't know how keen they are to sell the car, but I can't imagine they're that keen if they're not going to see me on a weekend. But yeah, so I ended up doing that, and then my old man said to me, he goes, oh, just come up to mine and we'll find something to view and we'll go view it. No, okay. I jumped in my sister's car, drove up to my old man's, got to my old man's, and I looked through his house, and as soon as I got there, he ran in the garden. So I'm like, oh, okay. Went through the house, walked through, and he's hidden this car down the side of the house. And they'd done, well, my stepmum was there and my dad was there, and he'd done this bloody video where obviously I'd seen it for the first time, and my stepmum was on the other side of the car filming. Not gonna lie, it brought a tear to my eye. I don't know how many people's like dads or mothers or anything would do anything like that for them, but at the age of 25 you don't expect it. Definitely not. I mean, I should have been driving a long time before this, 8 years ago really, but that's what happens, isn't it, when you decide the other thing like drinking and shit like that is more important once you bloody ain't. But yeah, so obviously got this. It needed work straight away. It looks good, don't get me wrong, it still looks good now, it's just dirty. But little things like someone's taking the thermostat out. Now luckily enough it ain't cold, so it don't need a thermostat, but I think what they've also done is they took the thermostat out. Don't particularly need it right now, but it would be nice to know that I have it. I've got a thermostat sat there waiting to go in, but I haven't put it in because I need all new piping. Now, they've bypassed the heater matrix. I can work out why you'd bypass the heater matrix unless it was leaking. So I stuck a load of water into the heater matrix, looked into the engine bay. I was like, oh sweet, it's coming out the other side where obviously your water would come out. I was like, nice, it must not be leaking. I'll just connect them pipes back up. And then as I got in the car to have a look, I looked through the window and it was peeing out, absolutely raining through the footwell. I was like, okay, yeah, that's why they bypassed it. They bypassed it because it was leaking like mad. So that's another job on the list of jobs to do, is to change the heater matrix. And I have been told that it is a dash out job to get a new heater matrix on this. Now, like I've said at the beginning, I'm not that mechanically minded, so I can't imagine that I'm going to be able to do it by myself. My dad's mate, he's got Triumph GT6 and he is like a whiz when it comes to things like this. So my old man said to me, take it down to him, get it done, because I don't want to pay a garage to do it, because I know they're going to absolutely rape me. It's going to cost me a lot more to send it to a garage than it is to take it to my dad's mate Mike. I'll give him a nifty for it or something, 50 quid or something for doing it, but I know how much a garage will want. They'll end up killing me through cost. But yeah, so like I said, type of car like this, if you don't mind fixing other people's bodges, having little things that will piss you off about it, no power steering, it don't annoy me that much until like I drive my girlfriend's car. She's got a little Fiat 500. I don't drive it that often. I've drove it once, but it felt weird. Like no feel to it. The clutch, you had no feel to it. The accelerator was easy to push. I'm not saying it's solid on this, but you can feel when you're going to be going for it. But yeah, so I would definitely recommend, if you're looking for a first car and you're looking for something cheap, fairly reliable. Well, they're bloody reliable. They're not a bad car. Not for shit. You get good looks. The old Bill leave you alone because of the age of the thing. They don't actually care nowadays, so it's nice. Yeah, go for something old school. Ford, Triumph, you've got loads of it. As long as you don't mind paying a couple of quid more, you can get something nice, and then you won't be paying as much on insurance, will you? So it's kind of swings and roundabouts. But I'd definitely recommend it. Definitely. Get yourself an old school Ford, get on the forums, get down to some meets, get down to everything, just do it. And if you want to have a car that you feel you're actually inside and you're driving, Ford's the way forward. Old school, anything from this era, lovely. And this is the MFI edition, so this is 1988 manual fuel injection, which I've been told is faster than the EFI, but I don't know. I don't think they're that fast. It goes alright. Brakes are crap. In comparison to nowadays, the brakes are crap. But yeah. So, thank you all for watching anyway. This is obviously my first kind of vlog video. Sit here and chat shite while driving to get my windows tinted. But yeah, so like, subscribe, do all that type of crap. I want to give a shout out to Adam Smith. You want to see his channel. He's the one who kind of, I've been thinking about doing this for a very long time, and he's the one who's pushed me into doing it, really. He's not, I don't know him, I just watch his channel, but he's got an RS Cozzy Mark 1, so it's a 3-door. Ow, it's so nice. So nice. He's got the RS 500 bumpers, rear spoiler, beautiful. So definitely, if you're going to watch this, definitely go and have a look at his channel, because he's cool. I think he's from Newcastle. He's definitely got a Geordie accent, or he sounds like a Geordie, but you can actually understand him, so props to you, Adam. But anyway, yeah, like, subscribe, do all that crap, and we'll see you soon.